There's a woman you marry that will help you squander what your father gave you. But there's a woman you marry that the best your father gave you becomes the beginning of true greatness. A woman, a prudent wife. You know what prudence is? Check in your dictionary. A prudent wife. Not just a wife. A prudent wife. A man has to please God to meet such a woman. Meaning a man has to know God. A man has to transact with God to meet that kind of a woman. You can't meet that kind of a woman except it is God. A prudent wife. When you get her, your journey to wealth. When you marry right, 3/4 of your problems are solved by your marriage. But when you marry the wrong way, you owe life 3/4 of the rest of your life. You have scores to settle with life. You have debts to pay. You are owing life 3/4 of your life by marrying wrong. There are women you marry, you can't be. There's a woman you marry, the truth is you will never be rich. If you have to be rich, you have to hide the money. You have to go and buy a house in Kisumu and nobody should know. You have to buy a car and hide it in Kitui. You have 3 taxis in Kitui, but you must ensure there is no trace. There's nothing pointing to the fact that you have a car. You have to live like a sojourner. You have to, and nothing is as painful as secrets that are known to you alone. You have children, but they don't know what you have. You have a wife, you can't tell you have money. Ukiwa na pesa unalala na koti. Hey. A prudent wife is a wife that acts and shows care and thought for your future. Listen, you can't separate a wife from the future. There are women you marry and your future is finished. You will never build a house. You will never buy anything. You will never improve the lives of your brothers and sisters. You will never change your father's compound because you married your own principality. I know a woman that even at the deathbed, a woman that stood between the father and the son. He cornered this guy that even when the guy was released where the guy was working, they ate all the money. The guy got another job. He stopped the guy from relating with his biological father, and the man looked like his father. She squandered this man that when the man was about to die and the mzee came to collect his dying son, the woman took off, gave the old man bones, said, nimekuachia mifupa kula. There's a woman you marry and she'll run away when you are bones. These women you see seated here during the service saying, I shall marry. If once you know her very well and she says, I shall marry while looking at you, open your eyes and say, back to the sender. Open your mouth and shout a very big back to the sender. Because a prudent wife is a wife who thinks the future. You can give her a gift of 100,000. My wife, I just felt I want to be a blessing to you. And after 3 months she comes back to you and says, you know, I bought some chicken. I tried to do a cage, but what you gave me was not enough. If I only get like another 50,000, in the next 1 year, I will be having this and this and this from the 100,000 that you gave me. My brother, you got a wife. And you know the good news? You can test these girls before you marry them. and know whether you are going to mortgage your future or you are going to secure your future. Marriage either saves your future or destroys your future. There are women you marry, you will never have even chicken. Hata ukienda mahali ushikiwe kuku, ukileta hiyo kuku nyumbani ukifunga, ukienda job ukirudi, unasikia harufu fulani. Unasema na ile nilikuwa nataka kufuga ile kuku. Your chicken has met untimely death. There are women who are hazards. There are women who are murderers of wealth, killers of prosperity, anti-prosperity agents, enemies of the future. They bewitch long life. They leave you lean, slim, finished, and grounded. A prudent wife is a future-oriented wife. A wise woman, a judicious woman, an advisable woman, well advised, sensible. A woman that has sense. Only God can give you a woman. Your father can choose for you and make a mistake. Remember, the mistakes you are seeing with your mother are part of his mistakes. So if you allow I didn't say don't allow your father advise you. Your father can advise you and say, my son, okay, according to me, blah, blah, blah. You know, I have to say that carefully because Elder Mike is here with his sons. And they will find a ground to tell him, hey, mbuyu bana. The old man can advise you and say, my son, don't go this way. But when it comes to a wife, even your dad may not know everything. You need God. You come to your dad and you say, Daddy, I've prayed and prayed and prayed, and there's this lady. I don't know what you think. The question will be, have you taken her through the tests? Because there are women you marry and you have no future. When a girl begins to talk of a birthday of 250,000, you haven't married her. Your mother's house needs only 100,000 for the roof to be changed. You talk about the village, she runs mad. Says village in this generation, are we going to live there? When you marry me, so we are going to live there. So I'm going to be your community wife. A girl is talking like that, who is born again. So you are marrying me for your mother, for your father, for your brothers. You know, you really need to assure me because you are scaring me. So you are a mommy's boy. Because you talked about your village, you are now mommy's boy. Because you talked about your mother's leaking house, you are now mama's boy. She wants to isolate you, then assassinate you.
Andrew, how are you?
I'm very fine, sir.
So good to see you. You are welcome. So good to see you.
Andrew.
So, you never think of marrying, no?
Uncle, not yet. I'm not ready yet.
Why now? What are you waiting for? Look, Andrew, you don't have to marry. How old are you now?
I'm 35 years old, sir.
What are you waiting for now?
At 35, you are not yet married. Andrew, why now? I think this is the problem with people in South, all these South boys. You people don't like to marry. You just be stay in the house, you want to acquire things and all that. Do you know that your mate in the north now, they are married, they have 8 children? Sharp, they don't marry, they don't set their life. Marriage is not rocket science. See, if I have my way, I should be organizing conferences, telling young boys to marry. By the grace of God, in my church, we are deacons. We are the one that counsel people that want to get married. And this is what I tell the young men. See, marriage is about focus. You must take the step in the right direction. You must be able to tell your mind that if I can visualize it, I can actualize it.
Exactly.
Get a vision, a mental picture of what you want. Then you are married. I was in my 20s when I got married.
Really?
We just made up our mind I want to marry. Boom. We married. Take the step.
I understand though, but Uncle Nadi money, oh, there's no money.
Oh, Andrew, money. Andrew, when I'm here, you are saying money is your problem. Have you brought a girl now that you brought the girl to me? I now said that there is no money. Eh? When you have your uncle that has money.
Dimpa.
Andrew, Andrew, you are insulting me now. You are trying to say that you don't have family.
Exactly.
You don't have uncle. I'm here. Andrew, you want to marry. You will not be stranded. How now? How? Andrew, I will carry your load on my head.
And it's true. Your uncle has helped a lot of people. Andrew, just bring the wife. That's all.
Just like that.
Like that.
I did not know and I've been scared since.
Andrew, go and bring the girl. Fix a date. Bring the list. Consider it done.
Uncle, this is the girl I want to marry.
Oh, wonderful. Pretty girl, what's your name?
Anita, sir.
Oh, Anita. Wow, such a beautiful name.
Yes, sir. We have fixed date for our wedding. It's 7th of next month, sir.
Next month?
Yes, sir.
Why do you have to fix next month now? Eh? Well, that's too close now. Andrew, you must understand something. You can't rush into marriage. Oh. If you rush into marriage, you will rush out. Eh? That's why I had one small boy like that rushed into marriage. As I'm talking to you, the boy is divorced. Where you rush into? Who is pursuing you? How old are you, sir?
Uncle, I told you before now, I'm 35, sir.
Andrew, you still have time now. Eh? Time still there now. Eh? All these young men, sir. Eh? I'm just tired.
Uncle, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, what's the plan?
And the plan. You know you asked me to come here with the budget when I'm ready. That's why I came to see you, sir. I have the list. The list. This is it, sir.
No. Sit down there. Tell me what's in the budget.
Sir, it's just 1.5 million naira, sir. For everything we'll be doing.
For what?
For everything. The white wedding, the traditional marriage, the court wedding, the reception, everything. We even had to beat it down.
Oga, what are you organizing that you will spend 1.5 million naira on marriage? What are you organizing? Eh? Is it Nations Cup? Eh? Because you think that they pluck money. Andrew, you are not serious. Oh. You are not ready for life at all. Okay. Have you gotten a house?
Sir, I've sorted that one out, sir.
Have you gotten a job? Oh.
Uncle, I know I've made a mistake. I'm sorry, sir. Please, sir. But where can you come in for me, sir?
Andrew, this is the same thing I'm talking about. You should have told me before you fix the date. Eh? As I'm talking to you, there is no money anywhere. I don't have money. See, the economy is bad. Things are bad. My truck had accident last month. I don't have money now. Eh? Or when you were planning your marriage, you now put me in your plan. I don't understand you, Andrew, now. Eh?
Sir, but any amount will do. Anything you can help me with, sir.
Andrew, any amount is money now. Is any amount water? Any amount is money now. I say I don't have money, Andrew. Eh? I don't know why you are rushing into marriage, oh. Ha. When I was your age, I took my time, oh. What kind of life is all this? All these young men. See, I don't have time for this nonsense, oh. Hey, Anita, hey, you are welcome, oh. Bye.
Yeah, thank you for watching our video. I'm sure it was a blessing. Do well to follow us on Instagram and all our social media platforms at The Winlows. And don't forget to share our videos with your friends and family.
You want to make a donation and you want to support our ministry, the account details are on the screen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. God bless you. See you next time for another lovely video.
It was Miles Monroe that said, when the purpose of a thing is not known, he said, abuse is inevitable. What we are trusting God for tonight is to help us understand the meaning of existence, so that we can set our priorities aright, even as we journey through time. Because the truth is that the way life did not begin in time, it will not end in time. We came from the regions of eternity. And when we are done with our purpose on the face of the earth, we will still step out of the envelope of time back to eternity. So if we live our lives neglecting the eternal realities of God, it means we have not understood the meaning of existence. And so tonight, I'm trusting the Lord that He will help us to gaze into Zion and look upon the things that pertain to our peculiar callings, the demands of our ordination, and align with the marching order of the Spirit, even as we fine-tune with the frequencies of God, not only to make meaning in time, but when we get to eternity, like Paul, we will say we have finished our course. There remaineth for us a crown of life. We will receive the glories of eternity, and we will live with our King forever and ever. You know, when I started contemplating marriage, the Lord asked me, what is the purpose of marriage? And the thoughts of the things that were taught began to run through my mind. You know, we hear things like, marry who you love. It's about happiness. Make sure you are happy. And all of these are very beautiful. But the Lord said to me, He said, does marriage sit on these things? Because you can be happy with somebody that is not going in the direction of your destiny, if you have not found your destiny. Because the things that make men happy are strange. The things that make men happy, they are strange. And God began to give me some secret things that I've never heard preached anywhere. You know, He told me the first purpose of marriage is to give you the privilege to be conformed to the image of God. He said that is why you will not find who you want to marry on the street. You will walk on that person. You will cultivate that person. And while you are cultivating that person, yourself will be cultivated in the process. So you may be looking for a woman that is patient. Meanwhile, her impatience is what will help you to learn temperance and endurance. So when God points at your wife may not have patience. So if you are looking for marriage to be happy, and you think happiness is about patience, you will miss your wife. Because the idea is that you'll be conformed to the image of Christ. Meanwhile, the endurance that you don't have is our patience that will teach you that endurance. So God will deliberately allow you to marry her, and it may take you 6 years to cultivate endurance. And you will learn it by teaching her. That's a school of the Spirit. So He said a higher purpose of marriage is for you to be conformed to the image of God. So that happiness will be captured in fulfillment, not in excitement. It is when you have cultivated her and the glory in her spirit begins to emanate, that's when you'll be fulfilled. It's in that fulfillment that you'll be happy. And I never saw it anywhere. So I began to, you know, I used to love tall and fair damsels. And my goal of happiness was to find a woman without blemish. When I went to pray, I gazed into the spirit and I contemplated a tall and elegant damsel, flawless in expression. He said, what I'm looking for is for you to be conformed to the image of God. So it changed my paradigm. So when the purpose of a thing is not known, the abuse is inevitable. He told me the second purpose of marriage is to preserve divine heritage. He said the reason you could trace Jesus back to Adam is because God trapped that divine order in a bloodline. So when men hide things, they hide them in a bank. But when God hides things, he hides it in men. So the choices of marriage is to help transfer eternal ordinations from one generation to another. So it is God's way of hiding dimensions of the spirit. So God will prefer you marry someone with a godly heritage than to marry a diva, because God is trapping an ordination, and only in such vessels can eternal ordination be captured. I said, wow. I was not ready to marry. If I married 5 years ago, my wife would have been a goddess, but my ministry would have ended. It would have ended by now. He said the third purpose of marriage is worship. He said because it is in finding your wife that you will learn how to bend your will, because worship is not a good song. Worship is the ability to conform to the will of the Father. So it is it's not what I desire, it's what you desire. Not my will, but thine. And he said it's a marriage that you will discover that. I said, wow. So when the purpose of a thing is not known, the abuse is inevitable. He said the fourth purpose of marriage is so that you can learn the mystery of oneness. That's the mystery that holds the Godhead together, the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. The ability to live and become one. And that was why he said, for the woman, love is submission. And he said, for the man, love is sacrifice. So everything the woman has, she relinquishes it. And it looks as if she's vulnerable. And then everything the man has, it commands the man to lavish it on the woman. So at the end of the day, nobody owns nothing. And as they grow on that corridor, a point comes, the woman is lost in the man and the man is lost in the woman. So the mystery of divinity can be manifested in their home. So when you step into their family become heaven on earth, because God dwells there. You know, when you come on the altar, you can coordinate yourself. You can't do that with your wife. Your wife knows you. So when you are trying to act wise, they will say, this man is a hypocrite. I know. And when you look at the face of the woman, you can tell who that man is. When oneness is achieved, alignment is achieved. So that man, his communication frequency with his wife will become heightened. When he looks at that woman, he is saying much more than words can ever articulate. That's a mystery. It's only in the Godhead that you find such mystery. That the Son can be on earth, he knows what the Father is doing in heaven. It's oneness. He said the fifth purpose is priesthood. He said when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So when our gathering tonight is to help us understand why we were called. Why we were called, why God summoned us, and what he brought us to achieve for him on the face of the earth. Because God did not call us for the formality of a call. Because if it was about the formality, when you come to church and you are excited, that would have been enough. But there is something God wants to achieve that is deeper than our excitement, even though our excitement is part of it, because he gave us emotion. If it was not